This should be changed.
Thank you. I'm gonna make this fast because we have to get out of here for another 4 afterwards. We're going to do a Q&A, but if any of you feel like you have to leave now and get over and have a drink at the bar, go ahead. First of all, I want to say thank you to so many people. This room is filled with people who have made this film happen. And of course, you have met the most important person, Mike Green, and Ann Zick, there you are, Ann Zick, who came on board with this film recently and lifted us to a whole new level. But there are people in the room tonight who actually made tonight possible, and I want to thank them all. And I'll say everybody, and then you can applaud them at the end. First of all, I want to thank Fran and Don Cates. I want to thank all the members of the Alliance of Women Directors, the SAG-AFTRA Seniors Performers Committee, and the SAG-AFTRA Women's Committee, and Local 47 Professional Musicians Union. These are the people who are taking care of this event tonight, so thank you. Thank you. In the audience contributed to the making of this film, which was not an easy thing to do, especially since I hit most of you up for money during 2008, which nobody had any money. So anyway, my deepest thanks to all of you. And now I just want to point out my incredible staff. My producer, Nancy Kissick, and my the New York Times review, but they said the brilliant editing by everyone. Our associate producer, Erin Lee, of course, in her own right. Our production coordinator, John Topping. There is Tim Bowen, who is our graphic artist. Are you in the house somewhere, Tim? Tim, way up there. So many of you did photographs. Okay, that's enough about us. Now there's 3 ladies that I want you to meet, and I know you're going to want to meet them. The first one is Viola Smith, the drummer with the first Italian band in the state band. I would like you to meet Roz Fraun, who was the leader of the Sweetheart Gorilla. It's all right, we got more introductions. And then I'd like Ann Patterson to join us on stage. Ann Patterson is Beverly and Lady Gaga. So while the ladies are settling themselves into place, I just want to start by, I know it's not good form to ask a woman her age, but Viola Smith recently celebrated a significant birthday. Would you tell people what birthday you celebrated?
I'm very happy to say it was my 100th birthday.
What do you attribute your longevity?
To wine drinking. Partly to that. Because in southern France, I found out that there's a community that ever lived to over 100 years of age, the whole community did. And they were all wine drinkers, which is all over France, so in general, everybody's drinking wine. But they were drinking more wine than you do. So you don't have to drink that much wine. Just one glass for 2 minutes.
Excellent. Okay, so I'd just like to open this up to the audience and let them ask any questions that they have of any of the ladies. Maybe before we do that, Roz, if you and Anne want to say something. Roz, do you want to just say anything about being here tonight?
Well, this is very, very exciting.
Okay, thanks.
First, I want to thank Judy and Mike because they resurrected most of us. They gave us a tremendous opportunity to leave something for our children and grandchildren, and for me, soon a great-grandchild.
Right.
And this is certainly a real treat for most of us in my age group anyway, that we have this opportunity to be heard and seen. And thank you, Judy and Mike.
Thank you.
Great privilege.
Thank you. Anne?
I just want to say that I am so honored to know this woman and to get to meet this one tonight. I have never met you. Nice to meet you.
And now, for the audience, any questions from anybody?
Were you playing with Bill Spatoli in 1940?
I joined him in 42.
Either 40 or between 40 and 42, I saw him in Boston, and he brought me up on the stage with all the women, and I did a dance. I'm sorry if you missed it. I was 4 years old.
And again, your paths have crossed. Yes, anybody? Yes.
Judy, you and I have been friends for many, many years, and I just have to tell you that it's a masterpiece, and I'm so grateful to you.
Thank you very much, Nancy Malone, a wonderful director. To have another director say that is really flattering. But as a director, all I can say is you can't make anything really good out of something that isn't already good.
Right.
So the subject matter and the women and the fact that this story was out there just waiting to be told, it was a great gift that was given to me. And
I have a question
yes,
for Ann Patterson. Ann, I'd like to know, what do you think for the future of women jazz musicians?
Well, I hope that the future for women jazz musicians is that they become jazz musicians.
yes, Jackie Joseph.
Judy, what can we do to perpetuate this film?
Well, the film is going to open here on Friday, and it's going to play for 1 week. And it's a test run to see how the film does. So what you can do is tell all your friends to come to it. Tweet them, Facebook them, call them, spread the word, and let people know that the film will be here for 1 week. And if we can fill some of these houses and get really good business here, maybe the film will find its way out into the world in a large way.
Is it in this theater for a week?
Okay, wait, it's not in this theater, but in this complex.
In this complex?
Yes, and we just played in New York for a week. We were at first of all, we were at the Lincoln Center for a week, where we did very good, and then got kicked up and went to the Quad for a week. And now it looks like there's another theater in New York that wants us. So we need to do the same thing out here to get it going. Yes?
Do you have a Facebook page, or what is the officials? Because it's so easy to throw a link out there to 50 people.
We have a Facebook page, We also have a website, which is www.thegirlsintheband.com, and that's the best way to let people know about us. Erin, is there a way that Erin's our Facebook genius?
We're on Twitter too, Girl Band Movie.
Oh, Girl Band Movie on Twitter? Yes.
You know, there's schools around this area Oakwood is around this corner, very big music department, and I think that if there was a way for you, I was thinking my girls, and I'll bring them, but I think that, young women to be able to see women being empowered in the journey. I'm one of the music teachers there. That's right.
Perfect.
Well, this would be great for we talked about
yeah, we need to connect up that way. But one of the things is most of the schools are out now, so it's a little hard to get schools coming. But email your friends.
Right. We need a link that tells the time of the screenings here. So we can also just say, here, this is where it's showing, and these are the times.
If you go on Facebook, there's an event for all the Laemmle showtimes. So you could go to our Facebook page and the event link will be there. It's there now, you mean? Yes.
People here don't know necessarily how to use it. That's what they're saying.
Okay, we have a question here.
While we have these ladies here, and we can talk about logistics later, if you guys could go back and give yourselves a piece of advice when you were 16 or 15 about the struggle, about just the craft, anything, like what's the thing you think would have helped you the most as a young musician?
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear it, I'm sorry.
If you could go back to yourself when you were 16 and think about what was coming for you in the future, what advice would you have given yourself?
What would have helped her the most? To do everything just like I did it, because it's been a beautiful life. Walking around to see funeral expenses.
Yeah, wine is cheaper.
So I think the actual question was, what advice would you have given yourself that would have helped you after what you
Is that the question?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
Sure. Is there anything that you know now?
What would have helped you from the outside, I thought you.
In hindsight.
In hindsight, what would you have told yourself at 16?
Are you talking to her?
That's anybody who knows that, huh?
At 16.
Well, at 16.
Like up here, boy.
That is 16. What do we know at 16?
We know it's 16.
That's it.
I learned to drive a truck. And I had to take the truck to the gate, so I didn't know much more than that. I just had to find out how to get to the gate. But I don't know. I think at 16, none of us really know what's happening. It takes a little while. Well,
Especially when they're as old as we are now. It's like, yeah.
Well, I just wish at 16 I had known about these ladies. I wish I had seen this film when I was 16, because I didn't start seriously trying to play jazz until I was 26 or 7. And I wish I had started playing it when I was 10. But it's been great since then, so.
one other thing I want to say about Anne. I was at a rehearsal, I was just walking through the Union about 10, 15 years ago, and I heard some music in the rehearsal hall. And I went in and I saw something and heard something I had never heard before or since. And that was Anne playing jazz on the oboe. That was so beautiful. And I've never heard man or woman do it since. Great.
For each one of the women, when did they start playing an instrument?
I started when I was 9 years old.
I started at age 11.
I started playing piano at 6 and saxophone at 11, but then I became an oboe player at 12. I came back to the saxophone at 20, whatever it was.
Yes.
I just want to remember our dear friend Peggy Gilbert. Yes, was so much a part of your film, who was a member of Local 47 and worked at Local 47 and was an inspiration for many of us here in Los Angeles. She lived until 102, right in the area in North Hollywood. And she just had stories upon stories. Great, great stuff.
Yes, Peggy Gilbert was an amazing woman. Very, very inspiring to all of us.
I don't know if Viola knew her.
Did you know Peggy Gilbert?
I know the name, and I never met her, but I know of Peggy Gilbert, yes. I don't remember enough about her to comment what I know about her. You know, it's not that familiar to me.
Peggy Gilbert was sort of a mentor to all of us. And for her 100th birthday, we had a big party at the Union, and she brought her own piano player and told us of her stories and gigs going back into the 1900s, well, 1920s, 1930s. And I wish we had more stories from her to tell. She was an amazing woman and a fighter for all women musicians.
There's a book that's been written about her.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yes, Nikki. This is Nikki Cottrell, our PR guy.
Hi, everybody. This has been a great inspiration for me. I've been working on this film for 2 years,
Yeah,
2.5 years.
Yes.
Yeah. But I just wanted to say, we're going to do a little photo shoot. I wanted to mention that out in the lobby afterwards before everyone goes away. And first we want to get the ladies, any of the ladies from the film who may be here. We'll do a shoot with you. Then we want to do the SAG members, the SAG board people who are here, and as well as the musicians union members. We want to get everybody out there to get a picture. Is there any other organization I failed to?
No, I think you've covered it all.
Okay, good.
All right. Okay. I think one more question up there, and then we're going to go.
I'd like to know if all of the musicians participated in a public school music program.
Oh, was there a public school music program when you were growing up?
Yes, there was. We were always too busy with our own activities in music to be much of a part of the orchestras. But we were there and participated, but not to full extent. No, we were traveling too much.
Yes, I played in junior high. We had a beautiful orchestra and a band. And in high school, we had an orchestra and a marching band and a concert band. We had a marvelous music program.
See, unfortunately, that doesn't happen anymore. So
It does in some parts of the country.
yes, yes, but not generally enough. Not here in Los Angeles. It's one of the tragedies.
Still hanging on.
Judy, can I just say one quick thing?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I've told you this before, but I have this item. I just deeply want to thank you and all of the people that worked on the film for telling our story finally. After all, I mean, there have been many attempts. I've been interviewed many times. In fact, when you said you wanted to interview me, it was like, oh, here we go again. You know, either nothing came of it or the story was not really told. So thank you so much for telling our story with such accuracy and such care and such love. Thank you.
Thank you. It was my pleasure, believe me. Okay, so I think we all want to get over and party. So let me just say a couple of little things about the party. As Mike said, it's at the Federal Building, which is catty corner from the corner of Weddington here. If you don't want to walk over, we have some parking spaces reserved in the back, so you can have somebody pick you up here and drive you over there. There is an elevator for anybody who doesn't want to climb the stairs, because it's on the second floor. And we'll look forward to seeing you there. And we have a live female jazz group playing there, including Edgar Wheeler, the bass player who said they don't pay $5. So it's the Karen Hernandez trio, and we look forward to seeing you all over there.
Last thing, one last thing. We didn't talk about it, but we should talk about it. The next thing, in addition to trying to get this film picked up, distributed all over the country, is we're right in the middle of doing a curricular piece. This education platform is something we're working with several universities, including USC, the University of Miami, because this and the curricular platform for this needs to be in every college and high school in this country. So the reason I bring this up is if you are in that area, or if you're a Wall Street banker or a hedge fund person, and you have any interest in helping us with this curricular platform, just go on girlsintheband.com, go to contact, send us what you'd like to help us with, because it is probably, in addition to telling the story, it's the legacy, it's the keys, and it's what we need to do next. And we hope there's some folks out here that will help us. Thank you for coming tonight.